Hello, my friend. Welcome back. I'm so excited you're here because today I'm going to be uncovering the top 5 mistakes that could be keeping you from finding lasting pain relief from stubborn pain. So, if you've been in pain for 6 months or more and you're struggling because you're getting conflicting explanations and advice from different doctors, you've been given no other options than to take more pills that you hate taking, and you've been finding yourself scrolling on Dr. Google, searching for different conditions and different remedies more than you'd like to admit. If that's you, then this episode is one you're going to want to listen to today. Now, this might be a bit of a wake up call today because I'm going to sort of hold up the mirror and show you some of the biggest mistakes that you could be making that are holding you back and keeping you from moving forward in your healing. And I'm sharing these with you today, not to make you feel bad, but because I want you to see some of the patterns that might be keeping you stuck. These are some of the biggest things that I've noticed that my clients are doing, the mistakes that they're making before they started working with me. And those patterns, those behaviors are so habitual that they end up slipping back into these patterns when they're not paying attention. So let's dive into those 5 mistakes to avoid on your recovery journey. So, number one of the biggest mistakes I see people with stubborn pain making is relying too much on pain masking remedies. Okay, oftentimes there's this tendency to look for and rely on and research remedies, therapies, treatments that mask the pain. In other words, they cover up the pain, they address the symptom of pain, they numb the pain, but they don't actually address the root cause. Now, I don't think it's necessarily that people are actually actively seeking out these types of things intentionally. Like, I don't think you wake up in the morning and say to yourself, oh, like, I'm just going to go look for more ways that I can numb the pain. I think the problem is that most of what's actually available out there are remedies that fall into this category. They don't actually treat the root cause, they work to help you mask the pain, they help you to get out of the pain rather than keeping you out of the pain. So just to give you some examples, some of the obvious things like medications, right? Painkillers and gabapentin and ice, right? TENS units, those types of things fall into this category. But honestly, if you think about it, nowadays there's all these different types of gizmos and gadgets. There's red light lasers, there's chiropractic adjustments, there's massage, ultrasound therapy, right? There's injections and ablations. Most of these remedies available fall into this category of masking the pain. And the problem is these treatments don't address the root of the problem. And when you try more and more of these remedies and you have this expectation that this thing is going to work, oh, I really believe these injections are going to work this time. Oh, I believe that this new chiropractor is going to be the solution, right? You get your hopes up only to be let down again and again. And this cycle happens over and over, and it drains your hope, right? You start to feel like you're the lost cause. You start to feel like something must really be wrong with you, right? Like if nothing works, then something must really be wrong. So the fear and anxiety start to build up even more, and you start thinking, okay, well, am I just going to have to accept that I'm going to have pain the rest of my life? And this way of thinking is just such an awful place to be in. It's such a negative energy. And if you don't have hope, it's like, what do you have? You have nothing if you don't have hope. So when you're looking into different remedies and different things to try, think about whether or not this next thing is going to help you mask the pain temporarily, or is it going to help you long term by addressing the deeper cause, right? Now, again, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with remedies that decrease your pain or mask your pain. Those types of treatments have a very important role, especially in managing flare ups, right? However, getting in that cycle of one pain masking remedy after another, without addressing the root cause can be devastating to your hope. So while you're researching, always consider whether a treatment will mask your pain temporarily or help you long term by addressing a deeper cause. Now, the next mistake that I see people making is focusing on finding the one cause of your pain and the one solution. Searching for the one cause, like a singular cause of the pain, one pain generator, right? Like as if there is one singular cause of the pain. Reality is the chronic pain Stubborn pain is rarely caused by a single factor. It's often a combination of things, of physical, emotional, and nervous system issues, right? So, for example, a disc herniation might be part of your problem. You may or may not be able to treat the physical disc that's applying mechanical pressure on the nerve, but it's very likely that you also have some central sensitization going on, some peripheral sensitization contributing to the pain that you're feeling. So it's not just the mechanical pressure from the disc, right? It's not just a physical experience. It's not just that mechanical pressure that's contributing to the pain. So pain is always a multifaceted problem. Pain is physical. Like I said, it involves the mechanical and structural issues, issues in the tissues. That's what we call it. Pain is also mental and emotional. It involves your mood, emotions, memories, stress, right? And pain involves the nervous system. Okay, so like I said, central and peripheral sensitization. And this applies to all types of stubborn pain. It doesn't matter if you have back pain, fibromyalgia, sciatica, hypermobility, chronic toe pain, right? All pain involves all three of those components. And so, regardless of where your pain is or what your diagnosis is, you need to address all three of those aspects. So, again, when you focus on searching for the one thing that's wrong, you end up looking for the one magic solution, right? Like, if I can just find the one thing that's causing my pain, then I can find the one solution. And a lot of people will come to me and they say, "Hey, Alissa, I'm just hoping that this next thing, whatever that is just going to be the fix." Right? So for example, like I'm just really hoping that this PRP injection is going to be what does it. Or people will say to me, "Alissa, is there anything else I could try or that you would suggest? Like, what is the one thing that I'm missing?" And this is after they've listed off 110 different treatments, remedies, fads, gadgets, supplements, and therapies that they've already tried. And the problem is there is no one singular solution. So the PRP injection isn't going to be the magic fix, right? It's like it could help, but I don't think it will be the magic fix. Pain, again, is a multifaceted problem. That means it requires a multifaceted solution. There are physical aspects of pain that need to be addressed. There are mental and emotional aspects that need to be addressed. And there are nervous system aspects that need to be addressed simultaneously. So instead of searching for one cause and that one solution, real breakthroughs happen when you use a combined approach that tackles each of those aspects of pain. Okay, next, another common mistake, and I see this happening all the time, even with my clients, is constantly looking for the next thing to try, right? So you're constantly searching and researching the next thing to try. And yes, I get it. You're desperate, right? Yes, you'll do and try anything to get rid of debilitating pain. Who wouldn't, right? You want to make sure that you've tried everything, that you've done everything in your power. But this pattern can be counterproductive. Okay, so for example, let's say you find something that does work, right? Even a little bit. It's helping a little bit. What can happen is you may start thinking to yourself, well, what if it comes back? What if it gets worse again? What if it doesn't go away? And the next thing you know, you're looking for the next thing before giving the current thing a fair try. I've seen this happening in my clients where they've been in this pattern of constantly searching for solutions, being let down by one thing after another for so long that it's become this learned pattern. They've learned to expect that nothing will work. So even if what they're currently doing is working, they may end up beginning to research the next thing even before following through with the current thing that they're trying, right? The problem with this pattern is that it creates doubt that what you're currently doing will work, and it distracts you from implementing that current thing consistently. The reality is those techniques that address the deeper cause that do more than just mask the pain, they take time and consistency. So I'd encourage you to check in with yourself and notice if and when you're slipping back into this pattern and stay the course and trust the process before you jump into the next thing. Now, another mistake number 4, is relying on the medical system. Okay, now that doesn't mean the medical system is useless and that you should just avoid going to the doctor. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't take your doctor's advice. The medical system absolutely has a very important role to play in diagnosing and ruling in or out different conditions and providing useful medications and therapies. However, it primarily addresses those physical aspects of pain or it provides treatments that mask the symptom of pain without addressing the deeper cause. The medical system has medical solutions, right? And like I just mentioned, pain is a multifaceted problem and requires a multifaceted solution. Most medical interventions will merely mask the symptom of pain, like the injections and medications, or they'll address those physical aspects of pain, like physical therapy and surgery, which means that the mental and emotional aspects of pain and the underlying nervous system factors are still going unaddressed. And this is why so many people say they believe that there has to be something else out there, right? That's why you keep searching for more answers, right? You say to me all the time, there has to be something else. And that's because there is. Outside of the medical system, there is more that you can do. Now, not only that, because most medical interventions are things that are done to you or given to you, relying on the medical system is quite disempowering, right? 90% of your health involves what you do each day, right? Probably even more than 90%. But the medical system doesn't teach you or enable you or empower you by showing you what you can do to improve your health and your healing and your recovery. They don't empower you to take a proactive role in your health by teaching you those self-healing strategies and skills. What I see far too often is that people will tell me that they can't try a certain strategy or an approach because they're still waiting on the medical system. So, for example, they're on a wait list to see a specialist. They're waiting on insurance approvals. They're waiting on a referral, or they're waiting to get another MRI. And while they wait on this system, that doesn't have all the answers, they're doing nothing. They're waiting. And the healthcare system essentially paralyzes and disempowers people in this way, where people end up dependent upon the system. So remember, while the medical system does play a crucial role, your daily actions and your mindset have a significant impact on your healing journey. Okay, now the fifth and final mistake for today is looking for quick fixes. Okay, we live in a culture of instant gratification, and the pain relief industry caters to that need and that desire for rapid relief. I mean, on the market right now, there are countless remedies and gadgets and therapies that promise immediate relief. And I swear every day it's like there's something new, there's some new treatment or fad promoting rapid relief. The message that we're getting from these marketing tactics of these quick fixes creates this expectation that pain can be treated with these quick fixes. When the reality is, treatments that have an immediate impact won't have a lasting effect. Take, for example, medications, right? Medications, massages, injections, the patches, the creams, the lasers, different types of electrical stimulation. If we want to go beyond masking the pain with these quick fix solutions, it does require patience. And the thing is, you already know this, right? This isn't news to you. You already know that quick fixes aren't the answer. But what I see happening again and again is folks will try doing some, let's just say physical therapy. They'll try doing some of the nervous system drills. They'll get started with doing the work. But because they don't see instant results, even though those techniques are effective, the what ifs start creeping in. And they start turning to the next thing and really, asking themselves, what else is out there? And really, what else is out there, but more of the same quick fixes and fads? And those things distract them from following through with their current plan. Long-lasting relief requires patience and consistency. Think about it. You don't go to the gym twice and walk out with big muscles. And similarly, the most effective pain relief approaches require effort, consistency, time, and patience. So it's important to not get too distracted by quick fixes. The starting and stopping will derail your progress when consistency is key. Now, that being said, people will come to me and be like, oh, but Alissa, I've tried exercises and stretches, the physical therapy. It just doesn't seem to work for me. Well, like it may not have gotten you the relief because there is no one treatment or strategy that will fix your pain. Because remember, pain is a multifaceted problem. Remember what I said in mistake number 2. The physical exercises and stretches are important and they're an essential part of your recovery. And also, it's just one component. Remember, we still need to address the multifactorial root causes of the pain. So if physical therapy type stretches and exercises haven't given you relief, even after consistently doing them for some time, it's probably because there's other pieces of your pain that still need to be addressed, particularly the nervous system component. And that doesn't mean you need to stop doing the physical approaches while you try a nervous system approach. It means that the best thing you can do is address all of those underlying elements at the same time. Okay, right? The physical, the mental and emotional, and the nervous system. Incorporating all those elements consistently is essential if you want to find lasting relief. It's about building those habits that support your health over time. So, those are the five biggest mistakes that I see people making that derail their progress and prevent them from getting lasting pain relief. So, to recap, those mistakes to avoid are relying on pain masking remedies, focusing on finding the one thing wrong and the one solution, constantly looking for the next thing, relying solely on the medical system, and getting distracted by quick fixes. And again, I'm not sharing these mistakes to blame you or make you feel bad. I'm sharing these because I care and I want to see you succeed. And because these are ways that I so often see people getting in their own way. And it's not your fault, right? The world is full of quick fixes and an overwhelming amount of information. And while knowledge is power, too much knowledge can lead to paralyzing overwhelm. All day long, you're seeing messages about the next new fad or gimmick or gadget that you need to try, and it's so easy to get sidetracked. And before you know it, you're spiraling into this black hole of research and wasting hours on end, which leads you to feel even more hopeless and confused, doesn't it? It creates a sense of uncertainty. With all the researching and scrolling, you only end up more confused, uncertain, and overwhelmed. And when you really think about it, it's not only not a good use of your time, it's not good for your nervous system, right? If your nervous system is in this heightened protective state, the uncertainty and overwhelm leads to more what ifs and fear and only keeps your nervous system in that overprotective state. So again, I'm not sharing this with you to make you feel bad, but only to hold up the mirror because sometimes it can be hard to see your own blind spots and recognize if and when you're falling into these traps. Now, if you're tired of jumping from doctor to doctor and therapist to therapist, seeking solutions that don't work, getting stuck with a bunch of medications that you hate, and you're tired of the overwhelming amount of quick fixes, and you just want help sticking to a comprehensive plan that addresses the root causes of your pain, then simply set up a call with me so we can discuss how I can help you implement some strategies to finally experience some breakthroughs in your pain and get your life back. And if this episode resonated with you, let me know. Send me a DM on Instagram at Pain Crusader. I'd love to hear from you and continue this conversation. That's all for now. Thank you for tuning in today. I'll see you next time.